Hello, everyone. Welcome to Everything Football and welcome to the Matchday 3 deadline stream. First of all, don't even ask me why the hell I have Maddison in my team. I also have no idea. I'm just waiting for the England team news so that I can change that. I brought in Maddison as a panic. I was just doing it quickly before the wildcard deadline hit. So I brought in Maddison hoping he would serve. I don't think he's going to serve. I think they're going to make changes. I took Saka out, so hopefully he doesn't end up starting. So this is how my team is looking. Let me say to you guys first, how are you, Fanatic Kid? How are you, Igor? You're saying you're doing well in this game. Well done. We'll take a look at your team. Lucy, how are you as well? Is Valencia a good call over Giroud? I mean, Valencia's been injured twice the last 2 games. Has been taken off. Hopefully it doesn't get taken off again. If it starts, I would go for him instead of Giroud because France already through. Tron said, can you help me out with my team? I know you have seen it after the message I did on Twitter, or just send me on Twitter again, like text me on Twitter. I can take a look at it again. How are you, Arky? So let me go through my team as I come to your questions a bit later. So I have Matana in goal. I'm happy with that up against Iran. I also have the Iranian defender, Razayan. Hopefully I'm saying his name right. I doubt. So I'm hoping for a 0-0 in that match. Definitely hoping for USA 0, Iran 0 in that one. I'll get 2 clean sheets. I also have Danny Blind. Danny Blind is his dad. This one is Daily Blind. So Daily Blind has been in my team since match day 1. So I'm happy to keep him once again. Maguire has also remained in my team just like in match day 2. He's a threat. Like I never thought I'd say Maguire is a massive threat for our fantasy team. Like he's usually a massive threat against us and against Man United. But for World Cup fantasy, Maguire is one of the best assets to have in terms of corners and stuff. I also have a Stupinan up against Senegal. I'm happy with having him there. I'm hoping for, I mean, he was getting forward so much. Like, he actually scored in match day 2, but it was disallowed against Netherlands, and I'd taken him out. I was almost crying after he scored that goal. I was like, really? Match day 1, you're the first person I picked who didn't do anything. Match day 2, ended up scoring. I was actually glad that goal got disallowed, but he's back in my team up against Senegal. In midfield, again, as I say, don't ask me why the hell I have James Maddison there. It was a panic. I was doing it quickly, and I knew England would rotate a bit, so I was hoping Maddison would be one of those players that came in. And my first pick was going to be Foden or Grealish, but I couldn't really get to Foden's price because he was 8.5, and I didn't have that 0.5 at the time. I now have 1 million in the bank, so if Maddison doesn't start, I'll just bring on either Foden or Grealish or whoever starts. Even Mount is an option. I'll decide later on. De Jong is also in my team up against Qatar. My first choice was going to be Depay, but I couldn't really take out Messi for Depay. I feel like Messi is always going to do well, and Mbappe only needs like one half to do well. So I was scared to take out those players, just like I am in UCL fantasy, always scared of taking out Mbappe. So De Jong, I've brought in De Jong as my third Netherlands player. I feel like they're going to do well. We are going to see their game in the next 2 hours. De Paul has also made it back to my team. I have him, but I'm not really happy to have him. De Paul, if you know what I mean, I would have preferred to have someone like a Kudus, but hopefully he does well. And then obviously Mbappe up against Tunisia, Messi against Poland, and Gakpo against Qatar. Gakpo has scored in both match days so far. What a player. And then on the bench, I have Ochoa of Mexico as my backup goalkeeper. And then a triple up on Germany. Rudiger, Musiala, and Kimmich. So I'm happy with this team. I think Sane will start this week. So if you're playing your wildcard and you're thinking of getting in Sane, I think that is a magnificent pick. I also think players like Morata would be great. But since I played my wildcard in match day 2, everyone else who played their wildcard in match day 2, yes, you can still play your wildcard, or you could still have made your transfers before match day 3, but you're limited. You can't really, after you make the transfers, you can't really make it again. But if you're playing your wildcard in match day 3, you can just change a player. If you take them out, you can bring them back in however you want it. So if you're on a wildcard right now, match day 3, I'd probably go for players like Sane. I'd try players like Ziyech. I'd try players like Hakimi. All those players are good for this match day, but I just couldn't get them in because some of their prizes and stuff. So I'm happy with this team, though. Apart from Maddison, of course. Maddison will not be in my team. Let me take a look if England's lineup is out yet. I'm going to bring in an England midfielder, though. I'm going to take out Maddison and bring in one of the midfielders who's going to start in that match. Pulisic is also an option. I might even decide to go for Pulisic. RK, Kimmich or Musiala, asks Noli. As you can see, Noli have both of them, so that is a tough question, but I'd still go for Musiala. That guy is a massive talent. Like, he was so close to scoring against Spain. Like, he was probably man of the match for me against Spain. Played really well, so I'd go for him. And up against Costa Rica, if Costa Rica play like the way they played against Spain, Musiala could easily get like a hat-trick in that match, or 2 goals and an assist or something like that. So I'd be very scared if I didn't have any players from that match, German players from that match. So I'd be very, very scared. Tron says on 57 points overall fast in your league and 8th in the leaderboard. You're fast in my league. That is incredible. 82 points in match day 2. That is a very good return. Wait, got 82 points in match day 2. So that means you got more points than match day 1. So that is an unbelievable week for you. I had a better match day 1 than 2. Do you think, Alpha says, hi Glenn, do you think Depay or Gakpo? I'd still go Gakpo because I'm hearing Depay might play for like 60 minutes or something like that. So I'm hoping, I think Gakpo is going to be the best, better choice. So if you have a wildcard right now, I'd probably even go for both of them. Honestly, I feel like both of them will deliver. I think I predicted 3-0 or 4-0 for that game. So Depay, Gakpo, De Jong, Badgevine is a disappointment. I don't think he will start this time. He might. Let me just check the team news. And England is playing later, actually. So Netherlands, Ecuador, the team is you're waiting for, and Senegal as well. And do you think Gakpo is a good option as first day captain? Oh, absolutely, Bilal. If you're going for him as a captain, match day 1 for sure. Even Depay, like as your first captain, that is totally fine, knowing you can replace them if things go wrong. Gakpo is good, man. He's been playing really, really well both games. Could have had like 2 goals against Senegal as well. I'm very unlucky not to get more than 1 goal. So I'm happy to have any of those players as captain. Now, As you can see, I don't have a captain this week because I'm playing my power captain, so I don't really have to go through that stress of who to captain. So whoever scores the highest points in my team is going to get the captaincy because I'm playing the power captain this week. Liad says, how are you? How are you? If Shaw isn't starting today, should I transfer him out for Trippier, or are there any other good 5 million defenders? Now, I had rumors about the England team news. Rumors saying that they'll start with Maguire and Stones and Trippier on the left and Walker on the right. So that means Shaw is not there. I mean, you never even know. Trippier might even be left on the bench as well. He's played both games. So it depends on how the rest of your team looks, Liad. If you're playing a wildcard and you really want a defender from England, just go for their goalkeeper probably and then go for other defenders. I think this week there are better defenders like the defenders from Netherlands. I think Nathan Ake is like 5 million is not bad for this week. The defenders like Estupinan, who I have in my team, defenders from Germany like Rom is his name. I think Rom and also Sula, like all those guys from Germany, I think they're all better, around 5 million, 5.5 million. But I wouldn't even risk going for Trippier. I feel like he might end up not starting unless we get the confirmation of England's team news before we finish this. Damian Tito, okay, we'll check that. Best midfield forward options for 16.5 million combined. Again, Nolly, to answer that question, I'd really need to know how the rest of your team looks. But since I don't know, I'll just give you an answer. I'll probably go for Cody Gakpo is going to cost you like 7 million only, which leaves you with around like 9.5 million. So I think Sane and Gakpo is enough for 16.5 if I've done my maths right. I think Sane and Gakpo. Let me know if that works, Nolly. Hopefully that maths is correct. Sane and Gakpo. I don't play the wildcard, so got 2 transfers available. So Leah said the show doesn't start. Like if you have 2 transfers and you have other things to deal with in your team, I just keep Trippier. But if you don't have anything else to do with your team, I'd wait for the England team news and then make the transfer. So that's for those who don't know. You can do you can actually wait for the team news, England team news to come out, and then you can take out Trippier and bring in whoever starts. So Liad, you can actually do that and wait for the England team news. But if you're not going to be online at that time and you're looking to make a transfer right now, I'd probably keep Trippier if you only have 2 transfers. Thoughts on Eriksen and Price? It says Ezo. Eriksen against Australia, right? And Perisic against Belgium. I wouldn't go for Perisic against Belgium, although I think I predicted Belgium 3, Croatia 3. I feel like it's going to be a high-scoring game this time around. But I'd prefer Eriksen against Australia. He's on free kicks, he's on corners, and I can get key passes as well. So I think that would be great. I'm in your team now. Tron says has no power. Miley is a very good pick for this week. Acuna, Shaw, Sabali, Kudus, Fernandez, De Bruyne, Asensio, Lewandowski, Rashford, Mitrovic, Marquinhos, Valverde. I don't think you have any problem with your team at all. Tron, I don't think you have any problem with the team. This team looks decent, but I'd be worried not having any of Mbappe or Messi. I feel like you need to have one of them. But as I can see, you're playing your power captain this week, so it means you don't have any wildcards. So Rashford, Lewandowski against Argentina. I'd actually prefer Messi against Poland than Lewandowski against Argentina, to be fair. But I don't know if you have enough money to get there. You have 0 million budget, but the rest I'm happy with. Valverde is okay, although Uruguay, I did say at the beginning of the World Cup when I was doing my predictions, I don't feel like Uruguay is that good because I was seeing people saying Uruguay will finish top ahead of Portugal, and I was like, nah, man. Cavani and Suarez and Godin, those guys are like 70 years of age, man. They were finished like back in the 1980s. So the only good player there is like Valverde right now, and even Nunes has been disappointing. So Valverde, I'm not sure. If I was playing my wildcard, I'd probably not have Valverde in the team, Tron. But Fernandez is a good pick. I've always wanted to have Fernandez, but I just couldn't afford him because he's more than 9 million. Kudus is also an excellent pick. So maybe try and get in Mbappe or Messi instead of Lewandowski when the team news comes out. Nolly says that works. Fernandez is also another pick, Nolly, if you don't run Sane. I have Olsen from Denmark and 2 million in the bank. Should I upgrade to an 8 million midfielder? Now, Olsen didn't start last time, so I don't like players who might start or might not start. I really want players who will definitely start. So who are you thinking of around 8 million, Bilal? Depends on who you already have. If you don't have any English midfielder, I'd probably go for, I'm hearing someone like Grealish is starting today. I'm hearing Mount could start again. I'll probably upgrade. And then you can also go for a Danish defender. If you already have a Danish defender, I'd be happy with that. Fernandez Osane asks Nolly. Actually, that is you actually brought that question as well. You had already brought that question up. Fernandez Osane. Sane Costa Rica. Sane Costa Rica for sure. He came on. He had like 2 chances in a few minutes against Spain. And Costa Rica's defense, I know they kept a clean sheet against Japan, but they were lucky. Like Japan had like 2 goals cleared off the line and stuff. Like I think Sane will do great when he starts. Fernandez will come second, but I think Fernandez is a good pick as well. I don't think he's a bad pick at all. And he's playing against South Korea. I think they're going to score like 2 or 3. So I'd go for Sane, but if you have a way to fit in both, I'd not even mind it. But Sane against Costa Rica, easier fixture than Korea. Igor says Bruno might get rested. That is true as well. That's another good point. They're already on 6 points, right? Yeah, they're already through. So thank you for bringing that up as well, Igor. So Brazil, Portugal, those teams already through, and France as well. You need to be careful with those teams. Bruno definitely might get rested as well. So they have a lot of players to come from the bench. Ezra says I went for Eriksen because Denmark are really desperate for the win. And Australia will pack the bus and won't attack that much. So Eriksen won't be required to go back deep into defense. Yeah, not bad. I think Australia need a draw, right? Yeah, I think Australia need a draw in this game to go through. So you're right. And Denmark need to beat them. So yeah, they have to go for it. And he's on set pieces as well. So I think Eriksen is a good pick if you're going for him. Mbappe, good choice. Mbappe is always a good choice. Any game that you play, whether you play the French League Fantasy, whether you play UCL Fantasy, World Cup Fantasy, Euro Fantasy, I love him because he's always going to take shots. He's going to get you points for shots on target. I think he had like 4 shots on target in the last game. He shoots from anywhere, left foot, right foot, does not care. He'll always get a goal as well. The only problem with this week, Laurie, is France already through. So he might not start. He might come on in the second half, or he might start and get subbed off in the 50th minute. So hopefully, if you're going for him, he does get a goal before he gets subbed off or gets a goal and he comes on. One thing I wouldn't do, though, is captain him. I don't think I would captain him, but he's great, man. I think he already has like 7 or 8 World Cup goals already. That is like same with Messi. And the record for most World Cup goals is Klose, who has 16. Mbappe has like another 3-4 World Cups to go if things go right. So we are looking, Mbappe could be one of those players who, in the next 10 years, we could be talking about him being the top scorer of the World Cup history. So that would be crazy. Phonetic Kid says Gakpo and Depay starting. I saw confirmed lineup and Klaassen at central attacking midfield. So let me take a look at that. Yeah, expected Depay to start this match day, but I just couldn't afford him. And Klaassen, I'm surprised Klaassen started. I thought Klaassen would be rotated, but that means Badvine doesn't play, right? What did you say about Darwin Núñez? That Ghana defense looks shaky. Yeah, they have a lot of interesting matches, Ghana, a lot of high-scoring matches. So that is one thing. But the problem is Uruguay, like they've approached this tournament packing the bus. I do not like that. They did not have a single shot on target against South Korea. And did you see Ghana against South Korea yesterday? Ghana could have scored like 10 goals in that match. And when Uruguay played South Korea, they didn't have a shot on target. So I'm not sure about that at all. I seriously wouldn't go for Núñez still. If I was going to someone, I'd probably go for Valverde. I just don't like Uruguay as an attacking force right now. They have a lot of quality players, but it doesn't seem like they're used to playing with each other. Valverde, Suarez, all these guys, they've not looked good in both games, and they've not even scored a goal. So I would not go there. Who's the best 4 million goalkeeper this match day? Personally, got the Saudi goalkeeper because they don't rate Mexico attack. Now I feel like Mexico will win that game, Liad, because I feel like Saudi Arabia did very well against Argentina. Very good win. They actually put a holiday at their place in their country on that day. They beat Argentina. Very good result. One of the best World Cup results ever. But I feel like after that, I knew they were going to lose to Poland and probably lose to Mexico. Would have been surprised if Saudi Arabia went through. If I was playing my wildcard, I'd probably even go for Lozano this week. So I don't think they'll keep a clean sheet against Mexico at all. So, but if you're going for their goalkeeper, that is fine. I don't think there's too many very good or standout 4 million goalkeepers this week. Netherlands, Qatar, I wouldn't go for any Qatari goalkeeper. Australia, Denmark. No, I feel like there's going to be high scoring games, so I don't think there's anyone who stands out at 4 million. Should I get Musiala, Jesus, Mbappe for Lewandowski, KDB, and Rashford? Jesus for Lewandowski. We're not sure if Jesus is going to start. That is the problem. I mean, they've gone through. He might start for sure, but I still wouldn't go there. Mbappe, Rashford will start. I heard Rashford could start ahead of Saka, so that is one thing that could be a good thing for this week. And then Musiala ahead of KDB. KDB, Belgium are terrible. I'm hearing they even having arguments in terms of their camp. That is crazy. Lewandowski, so yes or no? I'd say yes. Musiala for KDB, yes. Jesus for Lewandowski, probably yes. Mbappe for Rashford, probably no. So 2 out of 3. Go for it. Bilal says, thank you. I think I will wait for the England squad and pick a midfielder. Yeah, you can change a midfielder then after seeing their team news. RK says, please subscribe and hit the like button. I appreciate that. Tron says, England team lineup, like just see Foden and Rashford starting. England team lineup, just seen Foden and Rashford starting. So Foden might still end up coming into my team for Madison. Is Shaw starting? Igor says he's Shaw starting. I have 0.5 million in the bank, thinking to replace him with Maguire. Yeah, no problem at all. Or if you want a fullback, you could wait for the team news and take out Shaw for like a Walker or a Trippier. Just give me a moment, so let me close this door. Sorry about that. So, Igor, that is my answer. If you want to wait for the team news, you can wait for it. But Maguire is not a bad choice as well. Alpha says Valencia is playing despite being stretched off, I think twice. I think he got taken off in Matchday 1 and Matchday 2 as well. So the thing with Valencia, you're going to get like 60 minutes from him. That is the problem. But against Senegal, that is a good pick. Phonetic Kid says the elite is getting rested. I mean, he was dropped. I don't think he's even getting rested. I think he was dropped for Matchday 2 for what's his name? The Ajax defender. There's another Ajax defender I'm looking for. But yeah, I think Timber, that is his name, Timber. Timber was brought in for the elite. So the elite did not play in Matchday 2. They preferred Timber because I had it. It helps Dumfries in terms of going forward. If Valencia is still a good call at left wing, is Valencia still a good call at left wing? I don't understand that one. Are you talking about that? Is the Ecuador Valencia, right? He plays a strike. I don't know what you mean about left wing, but if you have Valencia in your team, you can keep him for sure. But if you don't have him in your team, I wouldn't bring him in. Nolly says best captain option. My team is Pickford, Rocher, Shaw, Dumfries, Myler, Cancelo, Sosa. Saka will probably get rested, right? I've not seen the England team news, but I'm sure he will get rested. Sane, Olmo is another one. I mean, they might decide to start with someone like a Morata up front. Bajvine, I don't think Bajvine will start. Let me just see the Netherlands team news. Netherlands. Musiala, Giroud, Messi. Wow, best captaincy option. I feel like you still have a couple of problems in that team, Nolly. Shaw is going to get rested. Cancelo will probably get rested. They have Dallo. I feel like Dallo is going to come in for Cancelo. Saka is going to get rested. Olmo might get rested. Bajvine might get rested. Giroud might get rested. So you have like 6-7 players who could get rested there. Is it risky to so best captaincy option probably Gakpo, Nolly. Is it risky to have no players from the last day of this match? They're not really. Nah, not really. I mean, if you want to differential, you can go for a Brazilian player. Which teams are playing on the last day? Brazil, Cameroon. Brazil love to keep a clean sheet. I think in the 2 games, Brazil have not even considered a shot on target. So I think a clean sheet is like guaranteed. But the problem is, will Ederson come in for Alisson? Will Militao start again? Will Thiago Silva start this time or Marquinhos start this time? I have Marquinhos in my team, or I had Marquinhos in my team, but I took him out for Rudiger. I currently don't have any Portuguese players. I don't have any Brazilian players. I don't have any Cameroonian players, Serbia, Switzerland. So I actually think I don't even have a player from that last day, Liad. But in terms of just enjoying the game extra, there's no problem with having one player from one of those games, but I don't think you have to. Igor, you on Twitter? Could you send me a team on Twitter? It's a bit impossible to take a look at the team right now, unless I can do it later. I'd change a lot of players, but they don't have a wildcard active. Do you still have the 2 transfers though? Like, if you still have the 2 transfers, I'd probably take out Badran if he doesn't start, because we get their team news right now, and probably I'd keep Olmo, hoping he'd play some part in that game. I'd also keep Giroud, hopefully play some part in that game, but I don't think Cancelo will play, so I'd probably take those 2 out. Who do you think is a better choice? Asensio, Olmo, Pedri, or Gavi? I have Olmo and thinking about replacing him, says Bilal. Gavi, Pedri, I mean, they're going to get maybe a few key passes, but they're not really. I mean, he scored in match day 1, Gavi, but and Pedri does score goals for Barcelona, but I don't feel like they're the best options in terms of midfielders. Olmo loves to shoot the ball, and Asensio, I feel like Asensio and Olmo, one of them is going to sit on the bench this week, and Morata is going to start, because Morata made an impact when he came on against Germany. I feel like one of them is going to get rested. Hopefully it's Asensio, because you already have Olmo, but if I was to choose from those ones, I'd probably go for Olmo as well. So that's what I do. So is it a good idea to sub Giroud with Valencia from Ecuador? Is Valencia starting? So he is starting. I saw someone saying he's starting. Giroud for Valencia. Senegal against Ecuador could easily end 0-0. That is a problem. Like, do you have Gakpo in your team, Lucy? For me, seriously, I'd go for Giroud to Gakpo. But if you're thinking of Giroud to Valencia, go for it. Giroud will probably get rested for this week. I didn't expect Messi, Mbappe, Richarlison to get goals versus. I didn't expect Messi, Mbappe, Richarlison to get goals with Josh, Michael, and some. But anyways, I predicted one correct. I mean, Messi and Mbappe will always score, Tron. Messi and Mbappe will always score. It's a bad idea to bet against Mbappe and Messi. Absolutely bad idea. But I mean, it's up to your gut. You're the manager of your team. You play the way you want, and you prefer the players that you want. So I have no problem with you going with your own decisions. Is swapping Richarlison for Gakpo a good idea? 100%. You should have already done it right now for Netic Kid. I think Richarlison will get rested this time. Use them for Musiala and Gakpo. Those are good transfers. I feel like both of them are going to have a very good week. So Netherlands team is Nope, Timber, Van Dijk, Ake, Dumfries, Blind, De Roon, De Jong, Klaassen, Gakpo, Depay. So Bergwijn has been dropped as expected. That is why I took him out of my team and brought in De Jong. And then Qatar, I don't think a lot of you will have Qatari players, so I'm not going to go through their team. So England leaked team news. They're saying Pickford will start, Walker, Stones, Maguire, Shaw, Rice, Henderson. Bellingham will start further forward. That is interesting. If Bellingham actually starts further forward, that is very interesting. And then Foden, Rashford, and Kane. That means there'll not be any Saka. Sterling will not be there. Who else will not be there? Mount will not be there. So that will be interesting. If Bellingham starts further forward, that is very interesting. He might end up being in my team. So I will take out Maddison when the team news comes out and bring in either Bellingham or Foden if they start. Netherlands have gone through their team news. Which other team? I already have Gakpo. So yeah, you can go for it, Lucy. I can still change my captain, right? Yeah, you can still change your captain. How many points would be good to get from the captain if the power captain booster is activated? I mean, considering that there are people who had like Kudus in match day 2, and I got them like points. So you're looking at at least 28 points, at least 2 goals or 2 returns, 1 goal, 1 assist. But since it's like the whole team, 15 players, I'd actually even be tempted to say at least 15 points, Liad, because I saw some people with 30 points from Kudus in match day 2. So that is something you do not like. If you play a power captain like I've done this week, and then my highest player scores like 6 points, I think I'll just cry and delete the app. Like you need like a hat trick or something from one of your players. What are your bench players? Can't see the names. Saying Couture. Is that how you say your name? Those are the players on the bench: Rudiger, Musiala, Kimmich, and Ochoa. Those are the players on the bench: Ochoa, Rudiger, Musiala, Kimmich. Just Germany and Mexico. Those are the players on the bench. I sent you my team on Twitter. Okay. Nolly's not happy. Nolly, do not worry. Take out Badrine first because he's in your team and he's not going to play. The others might still end up playing. Is there anyone who has both Depay and Gakpo? Because I feel like you're going to really feast today. I think today you're going to have a very, very good day for sure. Let me see. I can't see it. I can't see the team on Twitter. Is Klassen starting, says Finlay? Yes, he is starting behind Gakpo and Depay. So any of those 3 guys could be good. And De Jong as well, or any of their defenders. Any of those guys could be good for sure. Nolly for De Jong. Sorry, what do you mean for De Jong? Let me check your team again. You mean like take out Badrine for De Jong? You can take him out for De Jong or Klassen, whoever you prefer, any of those 2 guys. I think Qatar might win. You have jinxed it. No chance. Like that doesn't matter if the whole world jinxes Netherlands for today. There is no chance Qatar will beat Netherlands. I mean, even if they take a shot on target, that will be something for them today. If they take 1 shot on target, that would be very, very good for them. I can't see the tweet Igor yet. I'm not sure why. Never mind. I don't got the fans. I have to triple up on Germany midfielders. Again, not a bad idea anyway. Should I go for Morata over Ferran Torres, says Bilal? It's tough to know who starts, but I have a feeling from those players who've been starting, Olmo, Torres, Asensio, I feel like one of them is going to be dropped and Morata is going to start. But do you guys know, fun fact, Ferran Torres is basically the son-in-law, but basically is dating the daughter to the coach. Yes, if you didn't know that. Luis Enrique, the Spain coach, his daughter is dating Ferran Torres. So I think if he doesn't start Ferran Torres, the daughter will not be picking up his calls. So I think he has to start Ferran Torres. So I think the ones who are going to be dropped are going to be maybe Olmo or Asensio. Who is the best backup goalkeeper this match day? How much are you looking at for net ticket? For me, I've gone for Ochoa. I feel like he's good. I tagged you. Okay. Twitter is funny these days. Elon Musk has messed around with it. I can't even see what is going on. I hope you tagged the right account, because I still can't see. Don't worry though, I'll still get it. Let me know your Twitter, Igor. Shaqiri versus Sabia masterclass. 20 years ago, yes. Right now, Shaqiri is like 80 years of age, so no, absolutely not. I know he got an assist. I think he got an assist. Did he? Did he get an assist like in match day 1? I feel like he did, but no, man. Shaqiri, that is going to. I predicted 2-2. But I prefer other players than him. I don't trust him, Shaqiri. Shaqiri from 2018 World Cup or 2016 Euros, yes. Right now, nah, I do not like him at all as an option for that match, especially. I'd prefer maybe Serbian players or Switzerland. I feel like Xhaka gets forward a lot, so not a bad idea. Ricardo Rodriguez is funny. Every time people say Ricardo Rodriguez is going to score goals, and he's never actually scored a goal, so that is so weird. He doesn't do well at all. So keep sending in your questions. If you want me to review your team, you can send it on Twitter. But if I don't get your team, I can still check the app. I can still check where you told me you are in the league. Do you think Portugal can keep a clean sheet against Korea? Yes. I think they can. Although players like Cancelo might not start. So they're going to rotate. So the chances of Korea scoring are like 70% to 30. So let me answer that question again. If they rotate, I think Korea will score. I think the likes of Dalo will come in and other players from the bench. So that is the problem. The likes of but Cancelo as well is not being good defensively. He's a very good player, but a lot of goals come from his side anyway. So maybe Dalo is a better defender than him. Maybe for this tournament. So yeah, I'm going to probably take out Maddison for either Foden or Bellingham. If he starts further forward, that would be great. The rest of the players I'm happy with, but I'll still have one transfer, so it's going to be whoever doesn't start, or if I feel scared about not bringing in a certain player, I'll probably go for them. So I still have 1 million in the bank with this team. I think 1 million in the bank is not bad at all. How do you think? Let's see. 15th in the league. Okay. Best 7.5 million midfielders. Midfielders. Who do you already have? But for this week, how much is Klassen? Let me just confirm here. Personally, I've gone for how much is De Jong? How much is De Jong? I have De Jong in my team, but I can't check his price for some reason. Price is he more expensive than that? He's 8.5. 7.5 midfielders, probably Bellingham, because I'm hearing he's going to start further forward. So I'd probably say Bellingham is the best. 15th in your league. Who do you think will go through between Ecuador and Senegal? I think Ecuador, because Senegal need to win, and I think that game is going to end up being a draw. So I'm going to go for Ecuador in that one. What's better, Gundogan, Bellingham? What's better, Gundogan, Bellingham, or some other 8 million? I think Bellingham, because he's starting further forward, according to the rumors. I think Bellingham would be good. Gundogan was subbed off the other game, and Germany did not play well in that first half. And until the subs came on, that's when they woke up. So I think Sane will come on. They might even drop Gundogan, very, very possible. So Igor, you have Acuna, Shaw, Hernandez. Hernandez will probably get rested. Sosa, DePaul, Bellingham, Saka will get rested. Tadic, Messi, Mbappe, De Bruyne. That Belgian team is hopeless, man. And they have so many good players, but so hopeless. Dumfries, more against England. I don't expect him to do anything. So do you have transfers, Igor? If you still have your 2 transfers, if you're not playing your wildcard, I'd probably take out Saka. If you want another England midfielder, go for Foden or someone like that. They're both going to start. Foden is going to start, so you can go for him if you have enough money from Saka. And Hernandez as well. Theo Hernandez is not going to play. So yeah, I can't see a Matchday 3 team then, Igor, until the Matchday starts. It only shows me a Matchday 2 team. Gakpo, De Jong for captain. Gakpo. Who do you think will win between Spain and Japan? Spain. Easily, in fact, like 3-0 or 3-1. I think Spain are too good. Like they played so well as well, like in the first 20-30 minutes of the second half against Germany until they made subs. And Japan, I mean, losing to Costa Rica, a team that didn't even have a shot on target, that is just bad. I think Spain will win. And it's unfortunate for Japan because they beat Germany and might still not go through. That is bad for them. Would you rather have Ziyech and Telles or Perisic and Christensen? I mean, Telles will come on, I know, for that Cameroon game this time. He will play. Perisic, Christensen. I mean, that is a tough question, Liad, but I'll edge slightly towards the first one because Canada already out and Morocco kind of need to, they could still go through. So Ziyech is on free kicks, corners as well. And he actually scored a goal that got disallowed, and his corners are very lethal as well. From what I've seen at this World Cup, it's not the same Ziyech from Chelsea. And Telles, because Brazil just love keeping clean sheets. So probably that one. Would you say Ziyech is a good option? Yes, because of those exact reasons I've just mentioned. Benzema is back training. Some reports saying likely to play in the knockouts. It's possible. I mean, he's still in the squad, and they didn't actually replace him, so it's still possible. But I'm not sure Real Madrid would love that at all. And I don't even think he's a very good player, but I don't think they really need him like urgently. Maybe in the later rounds when they're playing the likes of Netherlands and Spain and those teams, maybe. I mean, having Benzema on your bench is not a bad idea at all. But obviously, That is like if they make it to the quarterfinal or semifinals, if they make it there. So if you want a team review, you can send it on Twitter, and obviously follow as well. So I can review your team. I did not check the Ecuador team. Ecuador. Let's see. I want to confirm if Stupinan is playing. This World Cup fantasy is crazy. So I think Foden will start. So from what I'm seeing from everyone, Foden will probably start this match day. Foden, Ecuador. Does anyone have any Senegalese players? Does any one of you have any Senegalese players up front, especially, if not defensively? For me, it took them out. Valencia starts. So they have Galindez, Torres, Precedo, Estupinan, Franco, Moises Caicedo, Estrada, Plata, Valencia. Valencia is just starting with injuries throughout. So that's good. I don't think it's a bad option, although it's like 60 minutes again and he gets subbed off. Estupinan is a fantastic player going forward. Hopefully, can return some points this week. And let me know your rankings right now at the moment as well. Where are you in the world at the moment at this game? I think I'm like 5,000. I was as high as after the match day one. I think I was as high as like 500. I was so happy. Like I've never been that high like an international fantasy game. So hopefully this week I can go up once again. How are you, man? Neuer. Not sure. Alba, Stupinan, Dumfries, Rome, Shaw will get rested. Or will he? Let me just confirm that again. Saka, Klassen, Di Maria, Musiala, Sabiri, Messi, Mbappe, Gakpo. Any changes or anyone who you think might not start? Goalkeepers, no problem. Defensively as well, just maybe look Shaw. Klassen is starting, Musiala will start, Di Maria will start, Messi will start, Mbappe, Gakpo. I don't have any problem with that team at all. Maybe just Shaw. Shaw is the only worry. Let me just confirm again before I give you guys the details of that England team news again. Let me confirm defensively. I had Sabali, but Kata scored. It didn't work out. I had him as well, yeah. And they scored later on as well, so painful. So Shaw is in the starting lineup according to the leaked lineup. So I guess Shaw starts. There was rumors about Trippier starting on the left, but Trippier does not start according to the rumors, and Shaw starts and Walker starts. So I don't think there's any problem with the team goal center at all. There's no problem. But if you still have your two transfers, you can obviously wait and see whoever starts, and whoever doesn't start, you can take them out and bring on whoever starts. So if you have a change of mind and you want like a Brazilian player, for example, you can go for that. 169K, not bad. I think there are like 2 or 3 million people playing. Phonetic Kid says one football app shows Valencia are playing at left wing. Oh, that's interesting. So who plays as a striker? Did they bring in a striker? That's interesting, though. Let me hear what Sky Sports are saying. I mean, Estrada is playing, so that's possible. Yeah, Estrada could play up front and Valencia on the left. I still think he can return from that side as well. Anyway, Igor has finally sent his team. Nope, Moz. I'm not going to try and say that name. Shaw, subject to change. Looks like Shaw is going to start. Alba, Rome, Myler. I think this is a week. Myler is going to return an attacking assist or goal. Ake, Musiala, Sane, Perisic, Ziyech, Kudus, Messi, Mbappe, Gakpo, power captain active. I don't even think you need my help at all, Igor. This team looks good. You have a triple upon Germany, Sane, Musiala, Rome. You have Danish defender in Myler. You have Messi and Mbappe. You have Kudus. You have Ziyech as well. I don't think there's a problem. Maybe, is there any team that you missed out on? Netherlands. Gak, you already have Netherlands, and you already have Ake as well. So I think that team is good enough. I don't think you need any problem. You have any problems. But if you have like enough money in the bank, you can upgrade your backup goalkeeper to someone like a 4.5 million. Thoughts on Gakpo, captain? Go for it, Chima. He's very, very good. And he's playing against Qatar. That is going to be 3-0, 4-0. Who do you think Denmark will start as their striker? I mean, Denmark is one of those teams that is quite impossible to predict. Between midfield of Damsgaard and Olsen, it's impossible to know. And striking, it's impossible to know. But if I just have no idea. Let me look at who has played so far, and then they still need to win that game, so they can't really rotate a lot. But that is a tough question. I've not really considered any of their players at all. But I'm going to answer that question in a few. Alpha says, I think Argentina will lose, unfortunately, just a feeling. To Poland, I don't think so. I don't think they'll lose. A draw could be enough for them. I mean, a draw could still take them through. So I don't think they'll go out. I mean, it would be a disaster because people are expecting like a Messi Ronaldo final, and then one of them leaves in the group stage. That would be unfortunate. Unless you really hate Messi, of course. So forward players for Denmark. How many minutes have they played? Total points. So Dolberg, Cornelius, Paulsen. They still need to win. And Paulsen did nothing in Matchday 1, and he also did nothing in Matchday 2. And that is such a tough question. But I would probably imagine they'll bring back Dolberg, maybe. That is very tough, though. I would avoid, to be honest, Knicks, I would avoid Danish strikers. It's just impossible to know who's going to start. The midfielders are better and the defenders are better. How many people are in the game? Not because I think I'm doing bad. 530K. I don't think, I think it's more than like 2-3 million or something like that. I think they've updated that right now. So let me see. I think now we can check where we are. Maybe 2 or 3 million. There's a time after the first day when Ecuador played Qatar, when they had problems updating the points, and I had Caicedo in my team. He was on -1. That day, before they updated everything, I think I saw like 2-point-something million for those few hours. So I think it's more than that. And that was the first day. So I'm guessing like 3 million or something. I missed the deadline to make transfers. I'm going to cry, says Soldier Boy. My internet was messing up yesterday, but I had to because I had to find a way to make transfers, man. And that is why you can see I brought in Madison, because it was a panic. I just brought him in because I knew Saka was not going to play, and that was a mistake anyway. Who do you think will score the most points in your team? I'm going to say Musiala against Costa Rica. Thoughts on the no goals in the first half? It's crazy, right? I think there's like how many goals in the first half? There's very, very few. I saw the other day after Matchday 1, I think they said like only 5 or something was scored in the first half. I think that will change this week. This match day. It's crazy though. It's weird that there's no first half goals and most goals are coming in the second half. But I mean, maybe yesterday was an example of things to change. I mean, the Serbia-Cameroon game was high scoring in the first half, 3 goals. Maybe things will change. Maybe it's because of weather. Maybe they're taking time to adapt when they're starting to play the game and stuff, starting a bit slow, or teams are parking the bus more in the first half and they're getting more tired in the second half. So it could be that lead. Argentina play bad. Honestly, Poland players are so big, it's going to be tough on the center-back pairing. You're talking about the likes of Lisandro Martinez, huh? Possible. Otamendi as well. But I feel like Argentina will get through, even if they draw that much, unless Argentina change their midfield. They're definitely missing Lascelles, so he's a big miss for them. I also don't like having DePaul in my team. He's not really impressed me that much. But I think this time they'll start the players like Fernandez from Senegal. He might score, of course. He's on penalties, so that he's on penalties. He's playing on the left side according to people. So if I didn't have him if you have him in your team, keep him. If you don't have him, don't bring him in. Gundogan or Kimmich? Kimmich for sure. Gundogan might be dropped. Kimmich is on some corners, some free kicks, so Kimmich for sure. I think it's crazy to think Argentina have to win or Messi's out of the World Cup. That would be crazy, man. First round in a group that has Saudi Arabia, Mexico, and Poland. I think people predicted 9 points for Argentina. I think I'm one of them who say they're going to finish with 9 points. They updated the game so you now can see other people's team before the deadline. Oh yeah, that's true. Before you could see it, right? Yeah, that is right. Before you could see Paul's team, it was a total mess. Like whoever created this game had a nightmare in terms of the first week. Like there was so many problems. You could see other people's teams. You could not. Some players were not available still, and players were scoring that were not even available in the game. The interface was just terrible. It looked terrible. Players are not getting points for key passes. They changed the scoring points for midfielders from 5 to 7. It was just a mess. But yeah, glad they fixed it. This is everything. This is all we have until FPL and UCL Fantasy returns. So just enjoy it as this is the only thing we have. So we're just going to enjoy it. See, Saka for Matchday 3. Saka will not start. Nick, Saka will not start. So you might as well start taking him out. I did expect him not to start after, I think he had like kind of a poor Matchday 2 against USA. A lot of people played poorly for England that day, so I was expecting changes. And Rashford is also on the bench. He can come on. Foden can come on. Maddison can come on. I'm getting 200 points this Matchday for real. So you're going to set a record, Noel. If you do that, World Cup Fantasy, I think that will be the highest score ever. Who do you think are the must-own players? Gakpo, Netherlands. But if you have Depay and De Jong as well, that's fine. But if you don't have anyone and you're starting from scratch, I'd say Gakpo for sure, Netherlands, and also Musiala, Germany. Pictures, and they've been on top form recently, both of them. So Musiala, Gakpo. Defensively, I don't think there's anyone that you have to have defensively. I have Blind. He could cover for Dumfries, hopefully. So I don't think there's anyone defensively. But those two. For me, I'm hoping for like 100 points this week. When you're playing a power captain, you need to. I've finished all my 2 and power captain. So that is it for the chips. I have 4 match days to go through without any chips left. I put a poll in the chat as well. Let me see what you guys voted in terms of which chips you're playing. Let's see. Hopefully you put the poll. Again, in terms of the world, in terms of rankings, power captain, anyone ops, whoever scores the highest points gets the captaincy. That is the power captain. So if Mbappe, Matt Turner is the one who's going to get the captaincy. That is the idea of that ship. I think he will be rested, Nix. I think Griezmann is another one who could be rested. So no, I think they're going to bring in Coman, Thuram, and those guys. Do you think US will win this one? Against Iran, I'm going to go for a draw, maybe 1-1 or 2-2. So my internet had gone down again, so I hopefully had my answer. Ops power captain is the idea of the power captain is to get the most points. They get the captaincy for the player who gets the most points. So it could be anyone. Even if Maguire gets 3 goals, he gets my captaincy. So you don't have to stress about who's your captain. Maybe FPL will add that into their game very soon as well. Maybe the next couple of years. Brazil players not worth it. Yeah, definitely worth it, but the problem is rotation. Richarlison will not be there. Probably Neymar is injured. I mean, I think Anthony Jesus will start. I think Bruno Guimaraes will start this time. I think Fabinho will start. I think Telles will start. But others like Thiago Silva, Marquinhos, I'm not sure who's going to start and who's not going to start. So if you have a wild card, you can definitely take a punt on one of those players. Jesus, Anthony, or Bruno Guimaraes. One of them will probably start, or all of them will probably start because they're already through. Is it better to have expected or unexpected results in this match day? Unexpected result might cause easier or harder matches in round of 16. I want expected results because for example, if you could argue for both sides. I think if England lose, which will be an expected result, if Wales beat England and Iran or USA finish top, we are going to get England versus Netherlands. If Netherlands win, we are going to get Netherlands versus England in the round of 16. I want to see something like that in the round of 16. But if England win and Netherlands win and Ecuador, Senegal, whoever wins, we're going to see England against Ecuador, Senegal, which is easier. So yeah, I think you can make an argument for both. If Argentina lose, which will be unexpected, according to some people expecting Poland to win, but generally it's unexpected Poland beat Argentina. If they lose Argentina out, then I think is it Group G? There's someone who's going to get an easier fixture, or Croatia or someone like that. So I feel like I want the expected results. I want the bigger games. I want to see Germany against Netherlands instead of Germany against Morocco, for example. No disrespect to any of those teams, but I want to see the bigger teams. I don't want to see France against Japan. I think France will score 4 goals in that game, for example. I want to see France against Croatia or something like that, like in the final. You're welcome. Is this game, if this game is fully functioning without its fast week, it should be better than the other fantasies? That's true. I mean, I when I read the rules and everything about the game before it started, I was so fascinated and excited. Alpha, I was like, wow, power captain, I've never seen this before. There's a 12th man, I've never seen this before. You can have a 12th man in your chip. You're getting 7 as 5 at that time, 7 points for a goal from a defender. You're getting key passes, you're getting points for shots on target. Like, the idea was so good, but obviously they messed it up because I don't know whoever created that game messed it up a bit. But now that they've fixed at least 90% of it, yeah, it's probably the idea of it and the chips and everything is very, very good. Shame, because I'm sure they lost a lot of players, because after the first week and after the first day, 2 days, people are like, I'm just going to take a break. This is terrible. And they probably even lost thousands of players and managers. Gakpo plus Di Maria or Sane plus Blind, or Ronaldo plus Kudus plus Maguire Rudiger. Says Jerome. I love the one that has Gakpo. So I'd go for Gakpo and Sane plus Blind. That one is, I love the first one, Jerome. The one that definitely has Gakpo. I think Portugal and Netherlands will have easier ties. Let me just check the groups again. Let me see how it's standing right now. But I know the England group. I know England might end up facing Netherlands, or England might end up facing Senegal, or USA or Iran might end up facing Netherlands. So it will be easier. Netherlands have a round of 16. People up on Netherlands. If England like a Senegal, people will go for English players as well. Welcome. Kosovo winning the World Cup. That would be something, right? I think they need to start with winning a game first, Noli. Are you from Kosovo by any chance? I'm going Gakpo as captain. If low scoring, I'm switching to Musiala. Not a bad idea. So if Netherlands, they could face England, Iran, USA, or Wales, whoever finishes second. So for that, England finish second, so against Netherlands, that would be great. Argentina. Now there's a chance you could see Argentina, France. The Arabian draw and Argentina, we are going to see Argentina, France in the 16. That would be great. I think we saw that in the last World Cup, if I'm not wrong. Belgium, it's not that we know, man. It's not the Belgium that we know at all. If Belgium, I hope you guys can hear me. Internet is going down again, but hopefully it's you can hear me. I don't think if Spain face Belgium, Spain are going to probably beat Belgium. Belgium is not the same team. Thank you for the super chat, Igor. I really appreciate it. Good luck this match day. Love the videos and streams. Thank you very much for the support. I appreciate you guys always watching. Always try to get to every single comment. So thank you very much, Igor. I really wish you see that 6, that's 5.99. I wish I could use it for my team. I really wish I could add to the budget of my team so that I can get better players than Rodrigo De Paul in my side. that supports the channel. I also like the fact that they put players like Son as forwards. I'm allowing for people to choose players like De Jong, whereas FPL still has Salah as a midfield. I get what you're saying. That is a good idea, but I also kind of don't like the idea of putting Rafinha as a striker, players who always play in midfield, but I get what you're saying. How did you know Maddison was starting? Maddison is not going to start. That was a panic transfer. I was rushing at that time, and I was thinking he might start because I knew they were going to rotate, but I made the wrong choice. But Foden was going to be the one who was going to win. But the problem is the money. I didn't have the money to go to Foden. He was 8.5 and Maddison was 8 million. We won our last Nations League game 5-1. Noli is from Kosovo. That is interesting, man. I've never met anyone from Kosovo. Thank you for being here, man. Against Cyprus, of course, you're going to win the World Cup. Do you think you're going to be in the World Cup next time? So the good thing with the next World Cup is that they're going to be 48 teams. So you're going to get like 3 other African teams, maybe 2 or 3 other Asian teams. You might end up seeing the likes of New Zealand. Maybe Colombia will be there next time. Maybe also Chile will be there next time as well, in addition to the likes of Brazil and Argentina. You could see Kosovo, Noli's team. You could also see the likes of Italy there. So that will be a very, very great World Cup, like a lot of teams. Although I still prefer the 32 teams at the World Cup than 48, but let me know, which ones do you prefer, guys? Do you prefer the 48 teams at the World Cup or the 32 teams? Maguire or Rudiger can't play blind due to picking Gakpo. Maguire or Rudiger can't play blind due to picking Gakpo. So I would go for Rudiger. I think that is almost a guaranteed clean sheet against against Costa Rica. Costa Rica have had 2 shots or 1 shot. Costa Rica have had 1 shot on target in 2 games. Yes, 180 minutes. They've had 1 shot on target. So I think Germany will definitely keep a clean sheet in that one. And thank you for the super chat as well. RK, thank you very much. Keep up the good work. Good luck. Thank you very much. I appreciate it a lot. And thank you guys for always watching as well. Nolly says can't even make the Euros. Don't worry, Nolly. Things will improve. Things will improve. I think every team has their time. Like, look at Iceland, for example. Like, no one knew how good Iceland was at football, or they were terrible at football. And then between 2014 and 2018, Iceland did very well. They qualified for a World Cup. They qualified for a Euros. And then now they've dropped off. Look at Chile. Chile as well, between 2010 and 2016, 17 there. Chile was doing very well. They're qualifying for every World Cup as well, doing very well. But after that, they've gone down. So maybe it's going to be Kosovo's time. Maybe it's going to be Bulgaria's time. Maybe it's going to be New Zealand's time. Maybe it's going to be, I don't know, Uganda's time. Any country. It could be any country's time in the next few years. But what I've seen from this World Cup, is a lot of teams are improving. Like these days, you cannot underestimate any team. That is why you're finding Saudi Arabia beating Argentina. Germany played Saudi Arabia in 2002. Germany won that game 7-0. Back then, you knew like Saudi Arabia, Angola, when those teams come to the World Cup, they're going to be smashed. These days, you're not sure. Any team could go through. Any of those teams could go through. Everyone is improving in terms of football. Players are playing abroad. Players are learning a thing or two. Facilities are improving. So you never know in the next few years. In the last 16, there's no Germany and Argentina, says Phonetic Kid. Very possible, which will be a huge shock. Germany had a tough group. I did say in the predictions video that Japan and South Korea cannot be underestimated. Any of them can go through. South Korea have let people down this time, but Japan beat Germany. So for the culture, though, Phonetic, for the culture, I want Argentina to be there. I'm one of those people that I'm not like, I love Messi, I hate Ronaldo. I love Ronaldo, I hate Messi. I feel like both of them have been absolutely fantastic. I think we need both of them in the round of 16. It would not be great, like to see Argentina living in the so early, and also just to have better fixtures in the next round. I don't really want to see. I mean, Denmark. You could possibly see Denmark against Poland. That would be a good game, I guess. But I want to see like a France-Argentina. If Argentina finish second, they're going to face France. Have you played any wildcard yet? Is it this your future? I played my wildcard in Matchday too. So Andy explained it better. If the people who played the wildcard in match day 2, that wildcard was active all the way until before match day 3. So you play a wildcard in match day 2 and basically also play it in match day 3. So that's another interesting thing about this game. I've never seen anything like that before. I didn't even try to explain it because Andy explained it better from Let's Talk FPL. Coman starts, right? I believe so. Phil, I think he's going to start ahead of Griezmann. Thoughts on this team, Mandanda, Roche? How are you, Patel, first? How rude of me not to say hi to Patel. Mandanda. Wow, so you believe Mandanda is going to start ahead of Lloris? Interesting. I feel like the captain is going to start. I don't know why, but hey, World Cup usually players get rested. Mandanda, Roche, Maguire, Dumfries, all of them are going to start. So yeah, I love that team, Patel. I love Gakpo and Klaas, and I think you're going to get returns from both of them. Also activated power captain for fun, for sure. I mean, that would be a tough team to try and choose a captain from. You don't really want to captain Mbappe and then Musiala scores 16 points. That would be pain. Alpha says 32 to 48 teams, more bad teams. Maybe, but still, you're going to get the likes of Italy. You're going to get the likes of Colombia there. You're going to get teams that missed out. You're going to get teams like Nigeria, teams that are used to being at the World Cup. So even if you had 16 teams, I think there are like 10 teams who missed out that are usually there. Italy, Nigeria, maybe New Zealand, Colombia. So I think you're still getting good teams. And we're getting more football. Like, I saw people saying they're not enjoying this World Cup. I was like, what? Did you see how early those games started? Like, you get to watch football the entire day. I am not going to complain about that at all. South Africa could be a team as well. Lucy says, I hope South Africa qualifies in 4 years because I'm from there. I appreciate it, Lucy. Thank you for watching. Is it Joburg? Is it Durban? I love South Africa. South Africa I think they did okay in 2010 when I think it drew with France or beat France, one of those. 2010 World Cup is still my favorite, Lucy. So that South African World Cup was perfect. Like, memories from that World Cup, like the Vuvuzela, the Soccer City Stadium, Iniesta scoring in the last minute, Diego Forlan, David Villa, all having a fantastic tournament. And also the songs like Shakira Waka Waka, like Canaan waving flag, like all those songs. Like 2010 World Cup was epic. My favorite World Cup. That is the one World Cup. If you had to ask me which World Cup I would have loved to have attended, like throughout, to 2010 one, I would have loved to be at the 2010 World Cup. Is it worth it doing Mbappe to Kane? No, I don't think so. I mean, Kane starts today, so you can make an argument, but England, the problem with England is how they attack. That game could easily end 1-0 to England, so no. De Jong plus Kudus or Klassen plus Sané? I'd go for Klassen plus Sané. Depay, captain of Mbappe and Messi. I mean, you can captain Depay and still captain Mbappe and Messi. If you captain Depay today and it doesn't return, you can change it to Mbappe or Messi. So definitely captain Depay today. I say Uruguay will reach the finals. That might be the worst prediction ever. Yeah, I just don't like them. As I said, they have players. Like, how many of their players are like 70 years of age? Suarez, Cavani, Godin, Muslera, the goalkeeper. Like, they have too many old players. So maybe in the next World Cup. Right now, I don't like Uruguay as a team. I actually predicted them to go out in the group stage. I think I say they're going to be the letdown of the World Cup in the predictions video. Plata and Olmo, or Kudus and Ziyech, or Olsen and Ziyech. Karim is coming with the questions. Plata, that is Ecuador, right? Ecuador, Spain, or Ghana and Morocco, or Denmark and Morocco. I'd go for the second one, Karim, Kudus and Ziyech. Love from India. Thanks for the advice. You're welcome, Patel. Thank you for watching. How many points do you have? Says Ashraf. I had, I don't know the total, but I know I had 77 in match day 1 and I had 53 in match day 2. So that comes to 130 right here. So 130, that is like 5,000 in the world. What do you think of Mile and Alba? Great options for sure. I feel like both of them could get attacking returns. So with the power candidate only applied the highest scored player at the end of the match day, yes. Whoever scores the highest points in your team gets the points. So you don't have to stress about who to captain. So like for my team, if I was not playing my power captain, I'd probably captain Gakpo today. And then if he doesn't deliver, I'd probably captain Messi. So imagine a captain Gakpo, he gets 2 points. And then a captain Messi also gets 1 point. If someone like Blind got 12 points or Mbappe got 15 points. Playing the power captain, I don't have to worry about that. Whoever scores the most points will get that power captains. Like, for example, I saw some people had Kudus in Matchday 2, and he scored 30 points in terms of captaincy. On a usual day without the power captain, I don't think anyone would captain Kudus. Do you think Belgium will get, do you mean like go through? No. Let me just look at this group again. Croatia, Morocco, Belgium, Canada. I mean, they can pull it off. I mean, you never know. De Bruyne could just turn up. The good thing is that they have Lukaku back this time, because I do not like Batshuayi. Batshuayi is just terrible to me. I don't know how he's even playing for Belgium. I think Lukaku plays well for Belgium. So look, you never know. So I'm going to say yes. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. I think Belgium might pull off something against Croatia and then end up going through. Maybe even top of that group. But Morocco, if Morocco beat Canada, Morocco could finish top of that group. So I'm going to say Belgium to go through, yes. Qatar will beat Netherlands 9-0 with 9 own goals from Gakpo. Not a chance. Absolutely no chance. If that happened, I'd just quit the game immediately. That would be, we'd have to check Gakpo's bank, how much he's been paid. Liad says, which underdog team can go far this World Cup? I'm thinking Morocco, I'm thinking Morocco. They're very solid defensively. They don't just concede goals all over the place. And they love going for like their players, Ziyech, Hakimi, Mazraoui, quality players playing for big teams. So I'm going to say Morocco. And then probably, I'd say Morocco. They have a decent chance. I mean, if Morocco finish top or second, they could easily even end up facing like a Japan, for example. They could easily get to the quarterfinals. So I'm going to say Morocco. Wildcard in quarters, I don't think it's a problem at all. You can, if you've not played it, yes, you have to play it in the quarterfinals. I think I'm going to take a -12. That's a lot. But if you didn't have enough players, what is your team looking like, Soldier Boy? Which players are you, before you take that -12, which players are you thinking of taking out first? Let me know. Lucy says it's always now looks weird for me when I open up the app and don't see the captain armband. Yeah, it's weird, but you don't have to worry about captaincy. That takes out the stress, Lucy. Mbappe or Messi who's gonna play full 90 minutes? Messi for sure. Mbappe will not play 90 minutes. I still have Kamada and Gonda. I want to die. I mean, you can keep Kamada. If you're taking a -12 to take out Kamada, you can keep Kamada in. They're playing against Spain. They might still score in that game. So don't take a -12 to take out Kamada. Even Gonda, I would not take out my goalkeeper for -12. Maybe -6 is enough, Soldier, but I wouldn't even take out those two players. I already took a -6, but it's worth for my 200. Yeah, if you're thinking of 200 plus points, Nolly, you can even take a -70 if you prefer. You're still going to be top. So the games are starting in 15 minutes. Any last questions? So that is how my team is looking. As I said, I'm going to take out Maddison for whoever starts between Foden and Bellingham. If they both start, I'm still thinking Bellingham because Foden might get subbed off and stuff. So Bellingham will probably be the one who's going to come in for Maddison. And then the other one, I'll wait and see who starts and who doesn't. But I'm definitely happy with how this team is looking like. Will you do a live reaction? I'll do a live reaction. So I think is there a gap between? I was supposed to do a live reaction even yesterday, but my internet messed up. That is why I couldn't. But yes, I'll do a reaction in terms of after the match day. I think this match day ends on. Let me see. So there's games today, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and then the knockout starts immediately, right? Yeah, there's no gap. The knockout starts on Saturday. So yes, I'll have a reaction after Cameroon and Brazil and Switzerland and Serbia. That Friday night, I'll have a reaction for that. And then before the round of 16 on Saturday, I'll have a deadline stream again. But before that, there'll be a lot of videos as well. Best teams for round of 16, team selection for round of 16 and all that. Going for USA defenders, Robinson. Go for it, Prussian. They could easily keep a clean sheet. Although Iran have scored 2 goals in both games, so don't underestimate Iran. But I've gone for that USA goalkeeper as well. Richarlison to Gakpo, yes. Bergwijn to Musiala, yes. KDB to ZH, Sandro to Myler, Sabali. For minus, I wouldn't take a minus 12 for that soldier boy. Sabali to Rudiger, that is fine. I mean, okay, Sandro might not play, I understand. Is Sabali starting? I don't know if Sabali is starting. Are the lineups out? Let me just confirm that for you, Soldier Boy. If Sabali is starting, I wouldn't take him out. That game could easily end 0-0. I don't know why the team is not out, so I don't know why I can't get the teams. But if he's starting, Soldier Boy would not take out Sabali. I'd keep Sabali. I'd also keep Sosa, honestly, even if he's playing against Belgium. Sandro to Mile is okay. I'd also keep KDB to ZH. You know, De Bruyne is one of those players. You might take him out for a minus 12 and then he scores 2 goals this match day. So I don't think you need to take a minus 12. I can only see 3 transfers there that you need to make. Richarlison to Gakpo, Bergwijn to Musiala, and maybe Sandro to Myla only. Nolly says, as a goon, I need Saka to score 4 goals after he gets subbed on. I don't want him to get subbed on. Also, as a goon, I want him to rest so that we have a Premier League title to win, Nolly. Thinking to do KDB, Lewandowski, Mitrovic out for Messi, Depay, Sane for minus 3. KDB, Lewandowski, Mitro out for Messi, Depay, Sane. I mean, I understand why you want Depay and Sane, but honestly, I don't think there's any reason why Mitrovic cannot score against Switzerland. Mitrovic had like 7 shots yesterday against Cameroon. I'd be very tempted to keep Mitrovic. If you already have him, I'd be happy to keep him Tron. Lewandowski to Depay, KDB. Seriously, I would not take a minus 3. If I was going to transfer between those players, I'd probably take out Lewandowski for Depay and maybe KDB for Sane. That is what I'd do. I mean, I don't think Argentina will score like 3 or 4 goals against Poland. Poland have not even considered a goal. You're welcome, Soldier Boy. So Rehan says Sabali starts. So Soldier Boy would not check out Sabali. I'd keep him in the team. I know Rudiger might keep a clean sheet, but Sabali might keep a clean sheet as well. So no problem with that. So I appreciate you guys watching. There'll be more videos from tomorrow as well. Let's enjoy the first games. We have 2 games right now and then another 2 games later. Thank you for watching. I'll catch up with you on the next one.